Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. We are in Bakersfield, California. It is Thursday, May 16th. Again, keep in mind that May 16th does not mean the day I'm actually recording this. I'm actually recording this April... I don't know what date it is, actually. But it's mid-April when I'm recording this. And driving bobtailing right now. Last episode, I believe it's last Thursday already. In game. We dropped off the trailer in Phoenix at the garage and took a job up to, I believe we took it up to Oregon or northern Nevada. And this episode we're gonna continue to work our way back over. Maybe we'll get back to Phoenix eventually and pick up the trailer again. For right now, just taking some jobs that don't pay as well, unfortunately. But give us some variety, do something different for a while. So we got started at 2:15 or 2 o'clock. Went on duty, did the pre-trip, and got driving at 2:15. So we actually got an hour and 40 minutes to get to our pickup point, supposedly here in Bakersfield, but not actually in Bakersfield itself. I'll get the actual city or approximation of where we're picking this thing up. We've been running pretty hard this week. Not trying to keep that 70 going and doing recaps forever. Did a recap, I can't remember exactly where it was we did the recap, but we got a fresh 70-hour clock, and we've already used 44 hours of it in the first, I think, 4 days of this new clock. So we got only 26 hours to work with. This job is only going to take us about 6 hours once we get to the pickup. So this day will probably finish up at the end of this job. At the end of this delivery. Just because it takes us so long to get to the pickup point itself. Hopefully just getting to the pickup spot won't be half the episode like it was last time in Phoenix. Alright, we're here at Chevron. I think we're supposed to be picking up fertilizer from here. We'll see what's in the job. Maybe we missed it and we'll have to pick something else. Let's see what we got. Freight market. Alright, we can take either nitrocellulose to Portland, but we already just went off that way. So I want to get back over and go down to El Centro. It's been a while. So we're going to be taking this 43,000 pounds of fertilizer to ADM in El Centro. 5 hours, 34 minutes. Alright, we are hooked up. We got the trailer trailer legs up. Everything's locked in, ready to go. We have 5 hours, 34 minutes on the ETA. Let's see when we gotta get it there. Fertilizer, El Centro, we gotta get it there sometime between 9:17 and 3:57. So we're golden. Yeah, I definitely didn't hit the brakes hard enough. It's been a while. Been a while since I had this much weight on the back. Especially bobtailing it over here. Got in the wrong range there. Going all the way into first, that's never good. So past week or so, probably the past few days, I was watching, just saw some suggested videos on my YouTube, a suggestion list, and one of them is from this guy called Gray Still Plays. This guy's got over 1 million subscribers, and he plays a lot of strategy, you know, kind of sandbox kind of games. And there was one where he was playing, I think there was one he was playing Project High Rise. I know there was one where he was playing a new game that's coming out, or it's in alpha right now, where it's more a 3D tower building game. Similar to Sim Tower, and then Project High Rise is a similar game to those. So he was playing that, and that kind of just got me, oh yeah, I know what the video was. It was like, hey, can I build, he kind of modded the game files in Project High Rise so that he could try to build 1,000 floors for a tower. And he eventually did get to 1,000 floors, but it took him, he said it took him about like five minutes to go from the top floor back down to the bottom floor to, you know, put things in or place things or whatever. So definitely not a functional tower, but he got all the floors in, and that got me thinking I wanted to get back into just build a tower in Project High Rise. And then I saw another video. Now I'm not sure if it was him or if it was another suggested underneath one of his videos, but a guy was playing Crusader Kings 2 with the intent of basically creating the most ancestral family, you know, ancestral dynasty as he could. And I had never really, I had heard about Crusader Kings, I'd seen it on for sale and stuff on Steam, but I never knew what it really was. And I've never had much luck with those really in-depth strategy games, real-time strategy games. I was pretty decent at Star Wars Rebellion. The Total War series, I've been okay. I did pretty good at the Total War Napoleon. I got good at that one. But usually I kind of struggle a little bit at those games, especially if they're really in-depth. Like the Total War ones are kind of deep. And then I guess Crusader Kings and Europa Universalis, which is from Paradox. Both of those from Paradox Games. But he was doing that, and it just intrigued me because you get to arrange your dynasty. You play as a character within the dynasty, depending on when you start in the game. The base game starts in 1066, the year 1066. You get, I think, a few DLCs. You get all the DLCs. You can start actually in, I think, 762 or something like that. Just before Charlemagne really hit the scene. Let's get over here onto the 5. And it really intrigued me because you get to play a dynastic character. You know, so you start as one character, and if you die or you have to abdicate your position or whatever, then your heir, you then play as the guy's heir, as the person's heir. And you continue on through the line and go as long until your kingdom disappears from being in your dynastic line. And he was basically trying to just have all the sons and daughters marry off. And then he even got in some weird ones where he had the fathers marrying the daughters and having kids with them, and it got really weird. But it just intrigued me, so I went out and bought the game, and so the last 2 days I've probably dropped 20 hours into the game. And doing pretty good now. I did the scenario, didn't do too well in that. The learning scenario, where you play as the Duke of Leon in Spain. And then, or I think the kingdom, yeah, maybe Duchy or kingdom, I'm not sure if it's what it is at that point. Didn't do so great at that. Actually, we didn't have to get off the freeway, here, but I did. So we're gonna just drive through LA here. Then I started a game as France, and that looked a little too ambitious for me. And so I started one as the Duke of Apula or something in southern Italy, right there on the heel of the boot. And took it from a duchy. I accidentally split my duchy between my two sons by creating another duchy, another dukedom. And the inheritance, the way the inheritance rules were, it split it 50-50, so then now suddenly I lost half my kingdom when I went to my heir, or my dukedom. And then, but then eventually I took over my brother's area and created the Kingdom of Sicily, and doing pretty good now, 100 years in, and just expanding the Kingdom of Sicily. So it's a really fun game. I'm sure at some point I'll put up some videos of it. But let's get back focused on the road. Kind of driving through here on this quote-unquote shortcut. The GPS always wants us to go on this road instead of just taking it all the way down to the 10. So we're gonna lose a little time, I think, on this. We also need to make sure we get in a break. Why is he flashing his lights at me? I don't have my high beams on. Alright, we're gonna pull over here into this rest area. Don't need to get any fuel. Try to get out of California before we get more fuel. We're just gonna pull in here and take our half-hour break. And then we will finish its delivery down in El Centro. See you then. Alright, let's get back on the road. Hour and a half to El Centro on the California 111. Gonna be getting done about probably 11:30. We'll be unloaded or unhooked. And we might have enough time. We could start something. Let's see what our clock looks like, see what the delivery job looks like. And hitting every single curb. I will say it's been so long since I've really driven in California beyond just on the 40. You kind of forget the cool vegetation, and from not having seen it in a long time, I wonder if they've added, like, the vegetation seems to be a little bit crisper, a little bit more detailed. Maybe that's has something to do with vegetation mod I have going. It's been such a long time since I've really focused on California, and especially this El Centro, this little area, the Inland Empire area, I believe this is. I think in Grand Theft Auto Sandy Shores is supposed to be something kind of like out here, this kind of area, Grapeseed, Sandy Shores. It's supposed to be sort of around this kind of lake in the Inland Empire area. And I've been making those GTA 5 videos. I have 2 of them done. One just went up the other day. It'll probably be a month back now by the time you see this video, but if you want me to keep doing those, you know, please watch them. And if not, if you're not interested, then that's alright. I really do like making the American Truck Simulator ones, and if that's what people want to see, if that's what the majority of you guys want to see, do more of these. I don't know, there's something about this area that I really like, the farmland and how it just kind of blends into the desert. It's just not like anything else. Yeah, and I think they're updated right there, that field right there off to the right, looks like a little bit kind of like assets being pulled from the Oregon DLC now. But yeah, this one just is so different than the rest of the map, especially the original game as it came out, California, Nevada, and Arizona. This just area so much different than anything else. Even Northern California, the farms, as you go through that, you know, north of through Bakersfield and Fresno. This area just has that different feel. It's nice and flat. You got all these fields that blend right into the road and the sand on the side of the road. Really cool. All right, let's see if we can get across this road. There is a ton of traffic. Wow, look at all these trucks. Hope we don't have to spend all day stuck at this turn. Cost us about 5 minutes. Running out of fuel. Well, we're not running out of fuel yet. We've got 240 miles estimated. So we'll be able to get somewhere. but we're just on time with our estimate of 11:30 at 8 a.m. There's a nice water tower. Looks very similar to the, but much smaller, looks like in scale, than the water, couple of those water towers in the Milwaukee area. Wauwatosa, West Allis has one like that. Used to have one like that, I think. We just did Milwaukee Mile in our racing league, so you know, they did a really good job modeling the area around Milwaukee Mile, complete with the Wauwatosa water tower. All right, let's put these legs down and get unhooked. All right, only $457. Again, it's the issue of not owning the trailer. Smaller, I think the XP is basically the same, but the payouts are definitely smaller. 7 hours, 17 minutes to do that, 258 miles. All right, we're gonna be hauling this trailer right there in front of us. That's full of wheat. Take that to, now it slips my mind exactly where we're taking it, but I think New Mexico or eastern Arizona. That blue trailer, container trailer, that's melons going to Flagstaff, but we won't be able to deliver it on time with our clock. And then we could take a cistern as well, and we'll show it right here. We could take this cistern up to Ontario. I like the path, very interesting way to get up there, but that's not enough time. We don't have enough time on our 70 to do that. And here, we're not gonna be able to deliver. If we do 5 hours today, you will get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and we'll still be about 2 hours out. Won't be able to make that. So we're gonna be doing this wheat from El Centro to Gallup. And we'll be able to deliver that tomorrow. Actually, we could just go in reverse. So we're doing two similar looking trailers today. This wheat one's a little bit different. Actually quite different. This was, I think, at one of these. I'm not sure exactly what kind of trailer you'd call this fertilizer one. Oh yeah, but it's got the little dumps on the bottom. Definitely have a lot more time on our 14s when we just have a lot of these drop-in hooks. Whereas when we have to load, we lose. Sometimes we lose 2-3 hours waiting for them to load or unload us. What am I doing? Getting this lined up right. There we go. Get the legs up. I'm wondering if this is a modded trailer, because the legs didn't really go up nice and smoothly. Alright, so we're at 9 hours and 15 minutes of duty time today. So we gotta drive another, well, not drive another, we can do, let's see, do quick math first, because we gotta do the, make sure we don't drive too much. 5, 6, 7, 8.5. So we can drive. Come on, brain, don't fail me. 2.5 more hours. So about 2 o'clock, we're gonna be needing to get off the road. So those melons definitely would not have made it on time. Yep, I pulled out too far, confusing the traffic now. Don't hit the sign. Actually, I have a nice truck stop up here. And you know what? This is actually going to be a good spot to stop, because there's nothing really in between here and, you know, our 2-hour mark. We can also pick up some fuel and be set for tomorrow for about a 10-hour run. We'll still be good on time. I really should be planning before I get driving instead of jumping into the map as we're driving and going, hey, but that's not going to work. But it is what it is. It's a simulation. Definitely don't want to be trying to look at a map too much while you're driving in real life. Those legs look like they're scraping the ground, don't they? There's no shadow showing. I think this is another... This might be another modded trailer next to us. Alright. Alright, we're going to take a look at the log. You guys will get to see exactly the cities we stopped in. But we started the day, all this mountain time again, 3 o'clock this morning in Bakersfield. and took a break just off the I-10, and we dropped off in El Centro about 12:30, got reloaded, and then we just drove over here to the truck stop. So we drove 9 hours today, and we worked for 9 hours and 45 minutes, so we had a lot of time still left on the 14, a little bit of time driving, but just nowhere really to stop in the next few hours. And another one of these short days. Even though we drove 9 hours, we only got in 351 miles. So again, part of that's because of the way the gameplay works, just the time dilation at some points, that it's gonna be very hard for us, unless we're just doing strict only highway driving, for us to get a 600 miler day. 9 hours going, you know, averaging about, let's say, 60 miles per hour, you should be getting 540 miles. But that's averaging 60, and we're probably averaging more like 40. So we're gonna finish this job up next episode, and I'll see you then. So please like and comment on this video. I've been having lots of fun with all your comments, and I love it when you guys watch these videos and give us comment. Subscribe to the channel, and until next time, remember to check your pins, and happy trucking. Goodbye.